What's up? New Elden Ring upload after, a pretty large amount of time, but you gotta forgive me, alright? Because I just did Ronnie's questline, and I was just furiously beating the shit out of my meat. And, it's not even, like, to the doll of Ronnie. I'm talking about what's up in that tower, that little burnt, crispy, barbecue body up there, because that gets my shit working. I want the real thing, and I mean, it's even better that it doesn't move. Anyway, enough of that though. We're gonna move on to the irregular shit and start it off with the first boss of the video, the Grafted Scion, who is in fact, as you probably recognize, the first boss you fight in the entire game, the one that kills you and forces you to go on this tarnished quest. Pretty dope little boss because of that, nice little lore tie around. It is a bit hard to find because you have to get like that imbued key, but I mean, just Google it. There's pretty good guides out there just leading you to all 4 of them. I just got this one to fight this boss, and it was pretty worth. I kind of like the boss. It's rather hard because it has like very fast, sporadic attacks that don't leave a whole lot of openings, but I think that's okay because I was kind of over leveled, didn't take a lot of damage, and honestly didn't even struggle even though I was fully naked and using like a base level weapon, and still essentially kicked its ass. But I really kind of enjoyed it. I think it's a little goofy because like it has a shield and it also just like steps back every 3 fucking seconds, making it hard to hit, but the shield itself literally does nothing because it has like 8 fucking legs like a spider, but it holds the shield like off to the left and rarely ever puts it in front of it unless it's backstepping. So unless you're full sprinting at it going for a dash attack, then you might hit the shield, but that's just fucking retarded. I don't even understand. Honestly, all I really wanted out of this was to cut off each of its limbs so that I could just have a little meatball to play around with. I think that could be fun, and it could be like a little bit of torture, mind fucking with Godric, showing him his little meatball thing that's mine, and then I could beat his ass because he's also fucking pussy. But yeah, not much to say about that. Cool little tie-in, and we're gonna move on to the next boss, who is gonna be the Onyx Lord, who is a fight trapped in the Evergaol, pretty cool. But pretty weird fight itself. I mean, first off, you look at the guy and he looks like a giant fucking elf dude who may have a slight, just a very slight attraction to children, all right? Nothing too egregious, although that in itself is very fucking egregious. And so I murdered him without any empathy to his cause because, he had it coming. But weird fight itself, gameplay wise, everything it attacks feels like it's in fucking like slow motion. It's really weird to explain, but it's not like they're delayed attacks and it's not like he's attacking quickly. He just kind of swipes at you and it's just like, this dude's washed, way out of his prime. He's been in the Evergaol way too long, and so you just beat the fuck out of him. So no real hard attacks, how you sound like, and no real struggle because of that. So you just kind of whoop up on him. I think this is probably one of the easier fights to fight underleveled. I don't think I was underleveled because I came back to do it, but kind of an easy fight. Maybe there's cool lore with him being an Onyx Lord, but don't care, get shit on. No more kid touching for you, all right? That's my job now as Elden Lord. So after we fully fucking stagger the Onyx Lord because he's a pushover, we move on to the next boss, the Omen Killer. And yeah, get it out of the way. Easiest way to beat this boss, kill his goddamn dogs. Don't even worry about him when you see him. Even if you could get a free backstab, it's not even worth it because those 2 fucking dogs will absolutely hit the shit out of you. Just a little bit so that you stagger, just a tiny little bit so the Omen Killer can absolutely chain 3 fucking overhead jump attacks on you and then feast on your bones as you're fucking 6 feet into the grave because he's absolutely pile dragged you through the ground. But yeah, that's all you have to do. And then after that, he's an absolute easy fight. I mean, it's essentially like Capra Demon, except this is like a well-designed fight and doesn't include a lot of the DS1 jank that plagues that fucking game. So way easier and more fun. So absolutely nothing like the Capra Demon fight, except for how he looks. Also a little bit of lore, I guess. I don't really know, but the Omen Killer, I assume wants to kill like omens like Morgott and Moog. So is he technically, or like their gang, technically like the good guys, or are they the bad guys? Because I don't really know the lore, but the omens are like ugly and like different little creatures that are mutated, so I want to kill them all. All right, we got to get the eugenics on them bitches, clean them out. We only want pure people like my dude with the fucking giga chin. And so I'm actually with the Omen Killers, but because he saw my muscular integrity and honestly thought I was an omen, so I quickly dismantled him, feasted on his liver, and killed some omens for him to do him like goodwill. I hope he's good in Valhalla or whatever he believes in. Doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck about the Omen Killer because he's Omen killed. So we're gonna move on to the next boss of the video, and that's gonna be Electo, the Black Knife ringleader. Okay, so I guess he's like gang shit on top, and it makes sense because it's actually like a pretty difficult boss, all considering that it's like an Evergaol shit. Usually those aren't too challenging, but this one really delivers. It's tanky, which is surprising because you can stagger it on like every single hit. So you'd also think it's gonna be easy, but it's kind of like a precursor to Millennia, which I had finished a couple days ago, and it just kind of hit me now. Like, this is is just like a Melania fight. You can pretty much stagger most of her moves, all of her normal shit, just like Electo. Some of the stuff you can't, just like Melania. And it doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. He doesn't have any like lifesteal and shit, but he's fast moving, always flipping around, likes to do jump attacks, and also has one move that pretty much will kill you when it hits you. Kind of like Melania. So it really teaches like controlling your aggression in this fight. You don't want to just be running at him, jumping at him, hitting him. That's probably why I struggled a lot. You really need to wait for some of the harder moves and just be patient for your opening, especially because you can backstab Alecto. So there's like a whole other patient there. Just wait for him to kind of do his jump attack, slam down, and then it's just free backstabbing. Back shots for fucking everyone. I'm taking that ass to town. But yeah, kind of cool thinking about maybe if I paid more attention in this fight, I wouldn't have struggled on Melania so much. But you know, you'll hear about that when we get to that, which will be soon. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna get really pissed, really mad, and of course, very fucking horny. So to sum it up, I guess, yeah, I fuck with Electo. Cool little boss. Kind of surprised me. Maybe one of the best Evergaol fights. So yeah, dope little boss. Nice to kind of mix that in there. We fuck with bro, and I'm glad he's the ringleader, not some pushover like the Onyx Lord. That bitch gets overthrown in 3 seconds. He's no Tony Soprano. And you know, speaking on hard, difficult, tough bosses, we move on to probably one of the easier bosses in the game. The hardest part is just figuring out what the fuck is actually going on, and that is the Spirit Caller Snail. What the fuck happened to my voice there? I had like a burp cooking and I burped, but I held it. Weird shit. But the Spirit Caller Snail, retarded boss fight, alright? It's basically every Elden Ring player who's too weak-willed to fight without fucking summoning shit because you're a bitch. It just summons like a Crucible Knight, okay? And then you kill the Crucible Knight and it just stands there to summon another. It has like 2,000 health, basically as much health as you do, so you just absolutely dump on it, kill it, one go around, you're done. I didn't even realize how it worked. I thought when he was summoning, he was doing some like area attack, so I stayed back and I was like, fuck, he summoned again. And you can't even fight him when there's a summoned thing for some reason, but you know, very cool, I guess. No, absolute dog shit. Fuck you, Spirit Caller Snail. I would fucking take your shell and just crack it to bits and make you live without it, which I don't know how long that's possible, but maybe there's a YouTube video on it. Maybe I need to check that out, you know? Seems kind of psychopathic though, so I'll pass, but we're gonna move on to the next boss of the video, Bulls the Carrion Knight, who's like the smartest giant in all of existence apparently, because he has more intelligence than me. And I'm talking about real life and in Elden Ring, because I got like 10 IQ in both of them, essentially. You know, I'm just trying to take dual wielding fucking axes and beat the fuck out of that. And when we get to the DLC, I'm just holding big weapon too, so there's nothing changes, all right? I'm just brain rot, dumb fuck Elden Ring player. Boonga boonga. And so, yeah, this is a giant that shoots like magic swords at you and is just really weak. I mean, it's essentially just like those troll dudes that pull along like the chariot with the chest that you can get shit out of, except he's kind of dripped out. He's got a little helmet on, which is weird because who's hitting bro in the head? And he's wearing like a cape. And you know, I guess his sword is cool too, but his little magic casting is probably the entire gimmick and the reason he's into Evergaol maybe, but it's just a weak ass fight, took like 3 seconds. And so we're going to move on to the final boss of the video, a real fucking stinker, the Royal Revenant. And yeah, this is the first boss ever in the entire history of my Elden Ring playthrough that has crashed my game. I don't know, like it's never, like my game I don't think has ever even crashed before. And it just fucking crashed while I was fighting this guy, but it was kind of funny. Don't steal any of my data if you see it on the screen, but you know, thanks. But anyway, the actual fight itself, like gameplay wise, pretty fucking whack. I don't like it. It's like the Grafted Scion in the sense where it just fucking spams attacks because it has like multiple limbs, but Grafted Scion at least fought like a real G knight, you know, like he played patiently, he used a shield to block, and his swings weren't that retarded. But the Royal Revenant is just fucking spam attack city. Like, I don't know, maybe I could have rolled forward to get behind it and maybe that would have been better, but like I just kept rolling away from it because it's just spamming dashes at me. It's fucking puking everywhere. Like, dude, what is this thing? All right, this is like one of the least sad I've ever thought, like killing a boss. I would kill this thing IRL if it was the last of its kind because it's just hideous, grotesque. It's a creature, an amalgamation. It needed to be purged of this world. All right, feels like I'm getting maybe a little radical, but this is not, you know, relevant to IRL. This is just in the game, trust me. All right, it just needs to be removed because it's a dog shit fight. I mean, first off, it crashed my game. That's already putting you like bottom of the barrel. Like, it's worse than the snail. But then it's like just a fucking rabid dog of a fight. Come on, dude. I don't know who made this, but they need to be put down, all right? This seems like some Omen work, trying to make a creature as grotesque and disgusting of them. And, you know, if it is, that's a little bit of a coincidence because I'm using like the Omen killer weapons, so that's kind of cool. Maybe that's why it felt so so good to murder it. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about it because it was fucking horrible. And so I'm gonna call it there. You know, really end it with the stinker, but you know, I feel like we had a good session today. Hopefully more consistent uploads. And this is like the final boss. It's just like a shitter boss that I missed on my, you know, first journey through the land. Next area we're going to go is the Mountain of Giants. So new bosses, main story shit coming, real bosses. That'll be dope. Hope you're looking forward to it because I'm looking forward to yapping about those. And yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. Peace out.